Hello and welcome to PQ Prime. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. I'm Tadia. An interesting way of trade in today's session because the way we've been moving, it seems we are not too far away from those 20,000 levels. Nifty is already above the 19,700 mark, as well as the Sensex, which has seen gains of almost 380 points as we speak. It's mainly the power cap goods as well as the banking space that has actually provided support to the markets in today's session. But where from here on and what are the stocks we should be watching out for? Joining us on the show to discuss more is Raja Venkatraman, co-founder of NeoTrader. Raja, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Hiral. Thanks for the invitation.
Always a pleasure to speak to you. Raja, last couple of trading sessions, the kind of sideways movement that we were seeing was actually testing the patience of as well. We are seeing support around those 19,500, but we are way beyond that now. Today, we've actually crossed the 19,700 mark already in intraday trade. What's the sense that you pick up? What levels are you watching out for?
Yeah. So first of all, the kind of scare which we had a few days ago, where we all were giving up the bullish enthusiasm, we suddenly found the newfound bullish enthusiasm when markets revived from that 19,300 level. Now, having said that, now people are now from 18,800. Now people have started chanting about 20,000. What one needs to understand is that market currently does not have any kind of triggers which are influencing the kind of upward drive. So one needs to keep participating at every dip opportunity, and as long as the recent lows continue to hold, one should look at the 20,000 levels being exceeded in this month. Now, for that to happen, we need all the other sectors to fire in. And at the current moment, Nifty is faring far much better than Bank Nifty. And one of the primary reason is that in Bank Nifty, neither the financials nor the private banks nor the PSU banks have really stepped up. But amongst them, the PSU banks are doing slightly better, and that is what helping Bank Nifty sustain the momentum. Now, when you talk about the key levels to watch out for, the first level was around 19,700, which was a key level a few days ago, and that has now been surpassed. So now the next step is 19,800, which will be the immediate resistance as we go into the last trading day of the week. Now, this level, if it is surpassed by the end of tomorrow and held by the end of the day, I am very certain that 20,000 is definitely a possibility in the coming week.
Right. That's what we are watching out for in terms of Nifty 50. But clearly, Raja, you've not seen the participation from Bank Nifty in this recent run up. How are you seeing Bank Nifty? Do you think it will continue to remain in this consolidation phase? Because we did see a pullback from support levels of 44,200 in yesterday's session. Again, we're seeing major call writing that's happening, or major option writing that's happening, at around 44,500 call and put. What are you expecting out of this?
Yeah, so when you take a look at the option data, now there is a definite shift in the bias. There is steady put writing happening at lower levels. So I'm sure that the call writing is not going to sustain. And after what has happened today, considering yesterday's weakish global cues that were getting reflected towards end of yesterday's session, we thought that it could percolate today into our markets too. But then we have managed to overrule that, and the kind of now as we speak, Bank Nifty is traveling above 45,000, which is a clear sign that the call writers are now running. Yes, they will stand in defiance, but then I'm sure that if the positive momentum continues tomorrow, I am certain that the momentum is definitely poised toward the upside. Now, Bank Nifty has not been in the thick of things. Now, with this key level of 45,000 being overcome, Bank Nifty could step in, and Bank Nifty could now provide the additional fuel to the Nifty to scale towards the 20,000 high, which all of us are expecting at the moment.
Right. So, moving in terms of stock specific action from here on, let's look at individual names. Coal India is seeing some strong strength in today's session, some good bullish positions taken as well over the last couple of trading sessions as well. What would you advise investors to do? What should the strategy be with the Coal India?
So now, if you're going to invest fresh into Coal India, so the stock has run up quite significantly, and almost a 20% move in the last 5 days is quite phenomenal because the stock doesn't move in general. So now one should look at pullback opportunities to participate in this counter because at the current juncture the risk aversion, risk to reward ratio is quite high. So now the
Hmm.
risk to reward is quite low. Now you want to buy this into Coal India, the levels would be around 255. The targets which I'm expecting in Coal India over the next 2 months is around 325.
Okay, so that's with regards to a Coal India. Page Industries and L&T, both these counters are also seeing a bullish setup in trade. What are you looking at?
So between Page Industry and L&T, I would definitely favor L&T because one of the key reasons for the market going up today has been L&T. L&T surprised the entire market today because it has not been in the thick of things and it has been quite sluggish. But today's sharp move to the upside has clearly once again brought out the bullish enthusiasm, and this could help Nifty move further. So one can buy at current levels because the targets are opening up towards 3100 by the end of this month, and any dip towards the region of 2750 to 2800 could be a good opportunity to buy into.
Right. Raja, a couple of power names which are seeing some strong up move today are seeing, long positions being taken as well. Just examples I would give you is a Tata Power or a Power Grid. What's your topic and what should the strategy be with power stocks?
See, power as a sector, in fact, energy as a sector has been quite prolific, and they have shown a lot of promise over the last few months. And Tata Power amongst them is a much better choice because the stock has shown a steady move since the levels of around 220. So 220 was a key area in Tata Power where the stock spent considerable time trying to get out of that zone. And once it moved out of that zone, there has been steady buying emerging. Now, when you are going to play a stock like Tata Power, you should always look to buy this on a pullback because there are certain stocks which are good on a pullback. And I feel that Tata Power is one such stock which you should definitely consider whenever there is a reaction because the overall trajectory of this stock is definitely to the way up. But then look to buy at lower levels. So now the lower levels in Tata Power is emerging around the region of around 260 to 258. So I would be a buyer in Tata Power only at those levels.
Right. How are you looking at a GMR infra? Because you're seeing some stocks that are being covered. What should the strategy be?
So when I'm looking at GMR Infra, the movement again has been quite strong over the last 2 months, and this move expects merit because the overall movement in the stock was quite in a sideways phase. But this last few weeks, some of the real estate counters have done really well, and this is one such counter. One could look at lower levels around 52 to buy into. It would not be advisable to buy at current levels.
Okay. Uh, Apart from the names, Raja, we've discussed anything else that comes to your radar?
I'm tracking Adani ports because Adani stocks are always in the news, and I find that Adani ports, after some brief consolidation, is showing some upward traction. It did give a rise in the mid of August, and now the reaction is giving us a good opportunity to buy into. So, at the current juncture, I'm looking at stocks which are given a good pullback, and I can trade them. And Adani Port is a stock which I will recommend at current levels. And the other stock which I'm tracking is Lupin because on the pharma front, I find that Lupin has a very strong move, and the move after a phase of consolidation is now once again beginning to show some upward drive. And I would think that this would be a good time to consider Lupin in for the next few days.
Right. So Lupin is something that one should be considering as well. Thank you, Raja, so much for joining us on the show and sharing the views as well. So clearly, it's interesting with the names that Raja has mentioned as well in terms of stocks that could be good buying opportunities. But clearly, from a market perspective, I think the consensus so far that we are picking up is that 20,000 is not something which is not achievable. If you see in terms of markets as well, we're absolutely near the day's highest levels, and this is a similar phenomenon that we've been witnessing in the last two trading sessions as well. A good support that has come in from Bank Nifty today because that's clearly outperforming the benchmark indices. Unlike the previous trading sessions, if you see Bank Nifty, which is up nearly 1% as we speak, vis-a-vis Nifty, which is seeing gains of around 0.6%. The advanced decline ratio, which was nearly 50-50 as we started off trading this morning, has now turned in favor of the bulls as well. In terms of gainers, Coal India, a 7% up move. That's an interesting one. L&T, that's one of the bigger contributors as well. SBI, IndusInd Bank, SBI Life, a few of the other gainers. You have Tata Consumers, which continues the downtake. Britannia continues the downtake. Hindalco, as well as the M&M, which are trading under pressure. So this is what the markets are looking like in trade. An interesting day that we are witnessing. And overall, if you see, I mean, if this kind of activity does continue, 20,000 in the month of September is not too far away. That's all that we have on this session. Thanks for watching, and lots more lined up on the other side. Please stay tuned to be goodbye.